Hey everybody, this is Devin with Tuesday Homeschool Mom Talk, and we're talking about breaking goals into manageable steps. I even have a banner, so that you know what this episode's about. We're talking about breaking goals into manageable steps. And if you remember, that's been kind of the theme for the last month. We have had Homeschool Mom's self-care plan, Homeschool Mom self-care, whatever you want to call it, and making it a priority. We have had having realistic expectations. We have had, what else have we had? We've had two or three things about that went along with goals. And this one has been horrible to get done. I have had to reschedule it like three times because, we went out of town and I could not get good internet. Then we got COVID. So, it is what it is. We had it, but we are on the mend. As you can tell, I'm doing fabulous. It was much better than the episode we had last year. Last year, it took us about a month to get done. This year, we're pretty much almost 100% at a week. So, this has been not a horrible strain. Knock on wood. Pray what that's not wood. But anyway, hey, I see y'all popping on. Hey, good evening. How are y'all? Anyway, so we're not going to go in detail because this one, oh my gosh, I mean, I know how to do it, but it's so hard to do without having examples. And, oh gosh, but anyway, so anyway, we're talking about goals. So to be on board, we're talking about a goal, which is a habit or a target that you want to achieve. It can be a self-care habit, something that you want to change. Maybe you want to add exercise in, or it can be teaching your child phonics, or like one of my goals for Olivia this year was following through, having her complete a task completely because she's really fabulous and she's really doing great and stepping up and growing up into those teen years. But sometimes she doesn't finish, like, if she cooks pasta, she doesn't finish the whole process. The kitchen's trashed. And I get that's part of growing up and learning how to finish. And sometimes I'm not good at doing that either. But that's just one of my goals for her, is to take things to completion. But she's doing great with that. That's been one of our goals. But it could be as simple as phonics and going through the steps of phonics. But the first thing is when you discover that, you decide what that goal is, and you can put it. I don't know that I'll answer questions tonight, but if you post enough questions, I will. We'll do another. We'll do a part two or something. But this is one of the nights where I can't go for 45 minutes because that's a workshop, and I don't want to go 45 minutes. Let's keep this at 20. But anyway, so first you define what your goal is. Now remember, one thing that I think is very important. We talked about this in self-care. A habit can take 60 to 90 days to achieve. It is not quick. My face, sorry. That's kind of, that's a big thing. But it can take 60 to 90 days to do that. Remember when we talked about, you may want to go back and rewatch that one. They all kind of play in together. So you may want to go back and watch them. But remember when you're coming to and you're thinking about a habit or a goal, only 3 or 4 a year. Let's not be over, we talk about realistic expectations. To change a habit, it takes work, and it's going to take about 90 days of putting the new habit into practice. And even then, it may still be wobbly, it just happens. It takes time to change from one thing to another. It's like, growing a baby we don't grow a baby in a day. It takes about 10 months, 40 weeks. So, it takes time. So you don't want to be over realistic. So pick, just one in a 3 to 4 month, 3 to 4 month period. And, worry about that goal. Now, I realize sometimes when you're wanting to fix things, like if you've had a bad public school or private school experience, or there's issues, you feel like you want to fix everything at once, but that's not always realistic. Pick the most important. Now, if you're coming out of the I would think math and reading are the two top that I would fix when it comes to school and homeschool school subjects. If there are disabilities, getting those diagnoses, that's the first one, and getting that. I mean, those are not exactly habits, but they're goals. So you pick your goal, and then you're going to list everything you need to do to accomplish that goal. Now, under goals, there's going to be sub goals. Those are the milestones that you have to hit to achieve that goal. Let's say you're trying to get a proper diagnosis for your child for whatever reason. There may be, you may have to get that diagnosis is maybe the full goal, but there's lots of sub goals, like, and you may have different doctors for each sub goal, trying to track down and figure out and pinpoint what that problem is. Or if it's phonics, that could be something as simple as phonics. It could be going through a sub goal of learning the ABCs and their sounds. That's the first. You can't even you don't even need to start a phonics curriculum until that's done. And then when you finish the phonics curriculum, there's the practicing reading. People don't tell you that, but that is a workshop later in the week. We're going to do phonics, but that's why it's there. So that's the thing, is you've got to set up those sub goals. And then in those sub goals, you've got steps. Those the little bitty, that's like, okay, if you're teaching them the ABCs and the sounds, that's A, and then B, and then C. And you can't rush that. You can't start a phonics curriculum if you haven't finished that first. And so, you're getting a preview of the workshop. Sorry. And it's the same thing, like what, I want to become more active. It is not something I like. I have never been a exercise girl or sports girl. In fact, I greatly dislike it. My mom loves to walk, always loved to walk, and I dislike it, but I tried really hard when I was a teenager to like it because she liked it. So my first thing, because I'm evaluating my body, I need to be more flexible. I know that is something I've got to do. So that's my first priority. Before I even start the exercise, any exercise, I'm going to work on being flexible. That's my first 3 months this year. And then I will move into picking anything. Now, I do actually like Zumba, but I don't know if that'll be a thing or not. So it's like you make your goal. I would not pick 10 for the year. I would pick no more than 4, whether it is for you or your child or your family as a whole. Then you're going to list everything, and you're going to make your sub goals and what you've got to achieve. And then you're going to take those sub goals and put them into steps. And that is really as simple as that. And I had wanted to make a worksheet, but we got COVID and things it didn't happen. So hopefully I will make something. And when we do part 2 for this, I will have that ready. I'm trying to see, that's one of the things, that's one of my goals this year, is to learn how to make worksheets and handouts and giveaways, because that is not something I'm creative doing. My friend Erin is fabulous with that kind of stuff. Susan is fabulous. I'm not that kind of creative. I am a different kind of creative, but that doesn't mean I can't learn. So I'm actually taking a course, but the thing is I'm really great about taking that course, but I'm not so good at making myself do the work so that I can actually accomplish a freebie, right? So, but I've got an idea, and we're going to work on that in the next week. But that is what we got to do. That's called making a goal. And the first step was to take the class, and I learned a lot of interesting stuff and things I knew and things I didn't know. And so my next step is to actually do it, and not, I'm really good with video. I'll just jump in and do something even if it doesn't look great. But I'm not so good with worksheets. I don't know why. What is it with me that one is really easy for me to do, but the other one's not? So anyway, that is how I break goals for me. Another thing I do is I'm trying to, whatever you're doing, whatever self-care thing you're doing. I read this article the other day that talked about scheduling that 1 hour. Out of 24 hours a day, 1 hour can be put toward that goal. And so that's kind of my challenge to myself, to at least spend an hour a day working on freebies so that I can have some stuff to give y'all, especially with this, because I have a really cool idea and I think it's going to look cool. But anyway, so what goals are you working on this year? Post below. Maybe we can brainstorm a little bit together. I will do a part 2 with this, and we'll come back and we'll brainstorm. It'll be, maybe we'll call it, what we'll call it, brainstorm night or something. We can do that. We could even do one on Zoom if y'all want to do something that's not live. It won't be on YouTube or anything. We'll just, get together on our own and do some brainstorming. Maybe you're looking at a goal, but you can't figure out how to make the steps. Maybe we could brainstorm and help each other out. So let me know if you're interested in doing that. We can do a Zoom so that we can, maybe get 5-10 of us together at a time, and we can do some brainstorming and writing out. Maybe y'all can help me make it was kind of like a goal tracker, but maybe y'all can help me do that. But post below what your goals are and what steps you think your goals need. And let me know if you want to do a Zoom, and we can do that. And that won't be live or anything. It's like, it's kind of like we're chatting it, in my living room. We'll get on Zoom and we can see each other, but it's not going to be recorded and it's not going to be live, because that's not so fun sometimes I know I'm comfortable with it, y'all. I'm comfortable with it, but I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. So remember, go back, watch the other videos if you haven't seen them. Post below what your goals for the year are, and if you need a plan, let me know if you want information on doing that Zoom with the other mamas. It'll be free. It won't cost anything. And I hope y'all have a great night. Let me know so that we can do part 2. Let me know what you want to hear next week. This Thursday we have phonics. We're going to talk about what's the deal about phonics. I got some phonics stuff coming up. I'm working on, I don't know what to call it. It's not exactly curriculum, but it's like turning almost into curriculum, almost like having somebody handhold you while you're teaching curriculum. I'm very, very excited about it. But we're going to talk about curriculum on Thursday, and I will tell you how to get involved with that project too. So anyway, I'm real excited about it. But I hope y'all have a wonderful night. I will see you soon. Let me know what you need, and post below. Bye, guys.